Nothing is confirmed yet. Trachtenberg has signed with Paramount and is juggling multiple ideas, including a possible Prey 2 with Amber Midthunder, an AVP crossover, and talks with Schwarzenegger about a return. So here is a plausible, fan-speculative version of Predator 4, built logically from where Badlands left off. Dek returns to Yautja Prime carrying two burdens, a throne he refuses and a bloodline he doesn't understand. The ship that appears in Badlands' final frame belongs to his mother, a Yautja huntress matriarch who was exiled or disappeared long before Dek was born. Possibly the true reason Njohur was so obsessed with proving strength through cruelty. Her return fractures the clan. Some elders see her as a rightful heir who can restore order after Njohur's humiliating death. Others see her, and by extension Dek, as an existential threat to the old warrior code. Structurally, Part 4 would likely open the same way Badlands did, an intimate, almost mythic prologue on Yautja Prime before expanding outward. Dek's mother could reveal that the weakness that got Quay killed and Dek exiled isn't a genetic flaw at all, but a suppressed trait the clan elders fear: empathy, or the capacity to form a pack rather than a solitary trophy hunt. This ties neatly into the thematic through-line critics already flagged in Badlands. The alpha wolf idea that a true predator protects its pack rather than dominating it alone. The external threat in Part 4 would almost certainly escalate past a single creature like the Kalisk. Given Weyland-Yutani's expanded presence, via Thea and Tessa, the strongest narrative move is folding in the alien mythos more directly. Not as a gimmick crossover poster, but as a slow burn reveal. A WY black site holding xenomorph specimens on a moon near Genna or Yautja Prime, discovered by Dek's mother's hunting party. This would set up the AVP done right idea filmmakers have discussed, kept hidden until the last act rather than marketed up front. Meanwhile, the killer of killers thread, frozen human hunters, a Viking, a ninja, a World War II pilot, kept in stasis on Yautja Prime, is the most efficient way to reintroduce human protagonists without abandoning Dek's POV. Thawing one or more of these warriors mid-film gives the story a human audience surrogate again, echoing the original 1987 film's tone, while keeping Dek as the emotional center. Visually, expect Part 4 to push further into body horror and dread than Badlands did. Badlands was criticized by some for being lighter and more buddy adventure than previous entries. A true escalation would mean darker, more claustrophobic set pieces, bioluminescent caves, a derelict WY vessel repurposed as a trophy haul of half-dissected creatures, and the first live-action glimpse of a female Yautja warlord whose hunting style is colder and more surgical than Njohur's brute force approach. A visual and tonal contrast that mirrors Dek's own arc from Runt to Alpha. By the climax, Dek would have to choose between his mother's vision of a purified clan, killing anything that shows weakness, echoing Njohur, and his own belief, forged with Thea and Bud, that strength comes from an unlikely pack. The most satisfying ending, narratively, closes the loop begun in the first Badlands scene. Dek finally becomes the alpha his brother Quay believed he could be, not by killing his mother, but by making her yield or exiling her instead, showing growth rather than repeating the cycle of parasite. If Trachtenberg instead pivots to Prey 2 first, Part 4 would look completely different, likely returning to Naru's Comanche storyline decades later, confronting an older, more dangerous Yautja hunting party as colonial expansion threatens her people, maintaining the franchise's pattern of using historical settings as fresh entry points rather than continuing any single character's story directly. By the climax, Dek would have to choose between his mother's vision of a purified clan, killing anything that shows weakness, echoing Njohur, and his own belief, forged with Thea and Bud, that strength comes from an unlikely pack. The most satisfying ending, narratively, closes the loop begun in the first Badlands scene. Dek finally becomes the alpha his brother Quay believed he could be, not by killing his mother, but by making her yield or exiling her instead, showing growth rather than repeating the cycle of parasite. If Trachtenberg instead pivots to Prey 2 first, Part 4 would look completely different. likely returning to Naru's Comanche storyline decades later, confronting an older, more dangerous Yautja hunting party as colonial expansion threatens her people, maintaining the franchise's pattern of using historical settings as fresh entry points rather than continuing any single character's story directly.